This is going to be my first look at some Dax Hill film from preseason games. Really only going to show 5 plays. Unfortunately, the NFL.com website omits his first career interception or his first preseason interception against the Giants to complete the second possession there. So what we'll do is we'll look at 5 plays, just how they're using him. Of course, they're stacked with safeties, safety-type guys that are aggressive, versatile, smart. Von Bell, who I did a short video on last week. Dax Hill, Jesse Bates, if he ever gets back on the field. Even number 33, whose name I continuously forget, is a talented player that last year in 2021 they brought on the field a lot to play a lot of man-to-man coverage. They've got a lot of athletic, fast, smart, aware guys. I got bad news for a lot of people that are maybe rooting against the Bengals. I think their defense is only better, to be real. Joseph Asai being there completely healthy now this year, playing in the preseason. Adding Dax Hill, if Jesse Bates does ever get back into the fold, they almost remind me of a basketball team that goes like 10 deep in terms of their defense. It's really kind of shocking how they've been able to acquire so many guys that just fit their system, which is a very multiple system. So we'll look at 5 plays here, and I'll spot shadows Dax Hill before each play. He's covering the tight end, I believe, here in the slot in a trips alignment against Arizona, and nearly gets an interception on Trace McSorley. You can see how physical he is and athletic. Watch his hip turn. Quick, abrupt, and then the ball skills are there. I mean, doesn't make the interception, but I suspect it's because this offensive player becomes the defensive player and gets his hands on it. Otherwise, his first career interception, would have been last week or first week of the preseason. Again, I'm going to highlight the hip turn one more time. Watch as he gets here and just quickly makes his cut to go in this direction to match the receiver's route. It's a cool route combination by Arizona. There's really nowhere for Trace McSorley to throw this ball for a lot of reasons, but you got this corner who's gonna come off of this route here, which is like a China in by the number 2 receiver. This corner's able to drop off because he's got great recognition. Whatever they teach there in Cincinnati to their DBs is just awesome. I think they've got great coaches, for real. All right, second play. The next 4 plays are going to all be from week 2 against the Giants. I believe he's here, and there's going to be a run play to this side. And just watch how he uses his hands, gets involved, refuses to be blocked. Let me put it that way. But initially, he's being engaged, but he's got his eyes. Look, his helmet is looking back in the backfield because he's looking for the football. He's able to shed, go get the ball. Still like 7 or 8 yard gain. Don't get me wrong, but Dax Hill is going to be involved. To me, he's the type of guy that's going to be everywhere. No matter what you do offensively, Dax Hill is going to be involved in making the tackle, influencing the play, whatever needs to be done. So he's going to be covering the tight end, who's down here is Pro Twins. So Pro is meaning tight end Z to one side, and then Twins down here to the bottom side. And Dax Hill's going to, and the tight end catches the football, but it's a contested catch. Gets to the top of the route. Dax Hill's making contact with him with his hands, staying in good relationship, stays right on his hip. Tight end understands that Dax Hill is right there, so he's got to come back for this football. It's man free, right? Everybody else gets involved. Short gain. I'll stop it and explain what I mean by man free if you're unfamiliar. One thing that's interesting about the preseason, this Giants game, is they got number 33 playing corner a lot, and he does cover well in man-to-man in previous seasons. Like I mentioned in 2021, they used him to play a lot of man-to-man on tight ends on third down. But anyway, man there. You got man here. Dax Hill's man there. You got this nickel DB is man on 17. There's an inside linebacker who's playing like the low hole. The low hole is like this area here. The hashes are really tight in the NFL, so the low hole, the way I'm drawing it, is possibly a little bigger than that. But the low hole is the middle of the field between the hashes, extending out a little bit beyond the hashes because of, once again, how tight the NFL hashes are compared to college and even high school. And then the final piece of man free is the free safety in the middle of the field. And different teams have different rules or different calls depending on the formation about who he's going to cut, who he's going to help, who's going to have help, and who is not. But Dax Hill, tight coverage, comes back, contests it. You can see he's getting his hand in there. everything about Dax Hill is making things difficult on the offense, adding a plus player in the run game. All right, third down. This is the first possession for the Giants still. This is all on the first possession. And he's here. And again, he's covering he's going to be covering the running back. And now this DB corner over here, number 33, who aforementioned that, he was a safety last year, but he's playing corner in this game. He's going to be covering the tight end. Third down, like a 3rd and 4. Watch the play Dax Hill makes to keep this running back short of the first down. It's not Saquon Barkley. I don't know this running back's name at this point, to be honest with you. Looks like a pretty good player, but good play by Dax Hill. Let's see it one more time. He's definitely looking in the backfield right now. Or, excuse me, prior to me pausing it, he was looking in the backfield. Now I think his eyes are starting to shift to the running back and recognize the route. And then he recognizes the route. So to me, and I've said this many times about the Bengals in my videos in the last year, is exquisite film study, exquisite film prep, recognized formations. He recognized that route probably from something he had seen on film and prepared for and went and made the play. So that was 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Brings up a 4th and 1 to end the first possession. Here's Dax Hill, 4th and 1. I believe this is Jones in at quarterback here. I think he played the first 3 possessions. I might be wrong. He's going to bring in this receiver and tell him to go block Dax Hill. You can kind of see him point to Dax Hill. Too late. Now there's multiple guys involved. By the way, I believe that is Joseph Asai's jersey right there, number 58, down there at the bottom of this pile. Multiple guys involved. Dax Hill is one of them, and they make the stop. Well, let's see it one more time. Again, he's right here. Just a direct run play downhill trying to get the first down. And the Bengals, for having 5 DBs on the field, and most of them second-string guys, I guess, are capable of stopping the run. They've always been. At least last year, they certainly were. I love the recognition that he's got. He's not going to be denied. I like the Dax Hill pick. I know a lot of people, mostly not Bengals fans, were a little unsure. Like, why are you picking Dax Hill if you've got Jesse Bates, you've got Von Bell, and you've got so many other guys? I thought it was a smart pick, man, especially with the Jesse Bates contract situation being an unknown at the time. Still an unknown, I guess, really. Dax Hill just adds to me, it's like the, I always use basketball comparisons. The Bengals seem to have stacked together, let's make it NBA specific. They seem to have stacked together a ton of 6'5", 6'6", shooting guard, small forward guys who can shoot the 3 and they can play defense. A ton of 3-and-D wings. And I think regardless of whatever era you're in for the NBA, you can never have enough of those guys. If you look back to the Houston Rockets and their two NBA titles in the 90s when Michael was out, Michael Jordan missed an entire season and then came back late in the second season there, I believe. The Rockets, of course, they had Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler for the second one, but they had a ton of 3-and-D wing guys. Mario Elie, Robert Horry was on that team, Vernon Maxwell, Clyde Drexler for the second one, I believe, as I mentioned. They had Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell, a ton of guys who could shoot the ball and were streak shooters. And my comparison maybe fails at some point with the offense part of it, the shooting threes. But to me, the shooting threes in this way is being able to cover people. And all of these safeties and corners for the Bengals, they can cover. That's the shooting, the 3 part in my comparison, which is, a little broken, a little weird. And then the D part is coming up and being able to stop against a run. Physical, strong. I'm a Ravens fan, but to not recognize that they added pieces, they added a piece with Dax Hill, and then getting Joseph Asai, pretty talented guy, to add with Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, and some of the other guys they've got that play DN that are, maybe a little less effective or impactful, I should say, as Hendricks and Hubbard. Man, it's kind of scary. And I know they've got a really difficult schedule, but I think Dax Hill is going to be a guy that makes plays. NFL.com does not have the interception. At least I can't find it. That culminates the second possession. And I believe Dax Hill played the third possession of this Giants game Really complete player. Let me know what you think you see. To me, he looks like a guy who's going to have an impact from day one. If these skills translate over against 11 starters being out there for the offense. Let me know what you think of my video in the comments section, and if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to the channel now.